Hi, how you doing? Okay, so is Jesus gonna come? Well, we know by now we know the rapture is a ridiculous idea. If you don't know that, research it. Go ahead and research what the people are saying that say it's gonna happen, and research the people that are gonna be scholars that teach when that belief started and how it's not really biblical. The rapture's not gonna happen. Um, but is Jesus going to come? Because the rapture just means he's going to come in a cloud and say which church is the true church, and then everybody else will be punished and the bad people will go to hell. But but maybe he'll just come and start a world government, you know? That's the most reasonable. If it's going to happen like the scriptures say, then yeah, Jesus is going to come on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem and start the theocracy, which is why the peace will be possible. Do I believe that? No. Jesus isn't going to come. Incarnations don't reincarnate. Well, there's no reason to believe that a past incarnation of Jah would ever reincarnate again. Once they're dead, they're dead. The resurrection didn't happen. Resurrection just means, like if you remember, like if I were to listen to the Beatles, I love the Beatles, John Lennon's not around, but it resurrects his spirit to listen to the Beatles, and so that's the resurrection of not John the Baptist, but John Lennon, or if I study George Washington or Abraham Lincoln, read a book about Abraham Lincoln, that I'm resurrecting the spirit of Abraham Lincoln. That's the resurrection. The resurrection happens in the now as we resurrect something, as opposed to necromancy, which is to resurrect their spirit, what will happen? So that we have all these thought forms, we've believed all these things in past lives, and and everybody's expecting something to happen. So do I believe something's going to happen? Well, it's not going to be Jesus resurrected, reincarnating again. That's not going to happen, obviously. there's no, you can't give me a reason to believe that. But it's the universe, what it is, we're connected to the universe within. And we will things to be. And if everybody wants something to happen really bad, and people do, they really want, when you believe that's what's going to happen, that's just another way to say you really want to believe that's going to happen. And with everybody wanting all this destruction and war and something bad, and there's a variety of opinions of what it is, but that something bad's going to happen, then something bad, I suppose, will happen. I think it's going to be like an economic collapse. Things will get shuffled around, and people won't be able to handle it, and it'll make us realize where we've been wrong. It'll humble us, and in the end, good will conquer over evil, and peace will be possible, but not because of any divine interaction, or what's that word, not because anything divine will happen or anyone divine will happen or anything divine. It's just because we will have learned our lesson, and we'll know that war is a dumb idea, that nobody can be right. There's three sides to the truth: my side of the truth, your side of the truth, and the side of the truth. The truth, no matter what, everything's a perspective. All reality is a controlled illusion. This supposed truth that anyone, me, you, anyone claims to have, is something separate from the real truth that's standing right there beside us. Everything's a perspective. So the real truth doesn't really care about any of this stuff, but there is the realities of the power of our thoughts, and what can happen with our wills and our thoughts and our dreams and our desires and all this stuff. So if something bad happens, that's what it's going to be. I do think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but I believe in world peace. In a lot of ways, I'm just choosing to believe in world peace because that's how things are created. You think it, you think, I'm going to draw a picture. I didn't even know I was going to say that. But if I were to grab a piece of paper and draw it, you would have just seen that's God, seeing God face to face. We just saw that happen. I thought that, then I made it happen. That's God. So if we really want God to come, then in a horrible way, then God will come in a horrible way, but not because of anything divine we can point our finger at, but because the power of wanting things, and how when that large of a quantity of people want something, it makes it happen.